Okay, here we are, the last one. This is the last process in the 6th edition PMBOK. We have 48 down, 1 to go. It is Monitor Stakeholder Engagement. So, like we always do, let's review. Here in the crowd trainings, part of PM City. Well, let's start with the inputs. And as you may gather, like in almost every single process, we start with what's the plan, because how are we supposed to know how best to monitor our stakeholders without knowledge of the project management plan? There's lots of different folders, or like in this reference, I have an analogy of a project management plan being a collection of file folders. So we have, of course, the stakeholder management plan because, well, what is our intentions? How are we going to manage or intend to manage or name things or reference things? All those different plans are going to be part of that, but probably one of the other more important ones is the communications, but also quality and risks and all the other plans would also be of good use. Now, too, we're going to have various project documents that we are going to reference and look at and are going to guide the way we are going to manage the engagement of our stakeholders, make sure it's working. So what kind of documentation is going to let us know how things are going or what we should be looking for? And so this could be like the issues that are occurring, maybe the list of stakeholders we have, which is our stakeholder registry, right? Who are they? Why are they there? What is their influence? The risk register. All those different documents are definitely going to come into play here. And the data that's coming in based on the work, that work performance. Now, remember, it's data at this point. It is not information. We're going to get to information later, but at this point, we're just kind of collecting that data, however it may filter or feed in, or how we can see it if it is captured in any sort of way. And we are a product of the environment in which we work in. So this is our offices or our construction site or whatever the project might be, also location, the styles, but it is our enterprise environmental factors. And we might have templates and guides and procedures and policies, our organizational process assets. So I got a binder here, but it could be the various different templates our organization has and how we should go about monitoring. Or maybe we make it specifically for this project or part of this program, but those are our assets. All right, those are the inputs to how to monitor our stakeholder engagement. Let's look at some of the tools and techniques. Well, there are a few. Sometimes probably the easiest one to think about is just having meetings, having conversations and chatting and looking at how things are going, whether that's virtual meetings where we're talking over video conferencing or something similar face-to-face, or the informal discussions we have with various different stakeholders. And then, two, we got to make sense, because remember, we have data coming in from multiple situations, not just the work performance, but we have to make sense of it. So we might have to make decisions. We might have to look at the consequences or the benefits of many different things, but we do have to take a look at the data, and have an analysis based upon it. With that, too, there's going to have to probably be some decisions on what to do based on those various different decisions that come across, or those questions or the data points. We're going to have to make some choices. Are we going to go with plan A to go with it this way, or is it better to go with B? But decisions have to be made or thought through, or at least determined, and what is the best way. So how we are going to maybe vote on things. So I'll have this guy going, yay, I vote for one. Beyond decision makings, we get it, and we've analyzed the data. Now we also have to represent said data. Is it charts? Is it tables? Is it maybe in a matrix of some format where it gives us the data points we need? But if we can represent the data in many different ways, and of course it's industry specific or project specific, how we best communicate that through pictures or words or just collection of data points to be able to make some knowledge or wisdom from it. And then with that too, how we go about communicating to our stakeholders and how things are going or not going, and get better engagement from them. So there are some skills involved. If things are not performing like they should, or their engagement is not how you expect it, well, there's a lot of diplomacy and delicacy in how you communicate things, whether it's in written format or in verbal, whatever method or modalities you're using to help communicate. And that also has some various different skill sets, and those skills may come from you, it may come from various different team members, because there are going to be different skills, like being able to listen, to be able to negotiate, to be aware of cultural situations and just political situations. So we just put a big envelope around all of that and call it interpersonal. And you guys can even call it intrapersonal, how you can see yourself. But interpersonal skills, and that is also not just for you, but for the team, all the team skills, and how you guys work together, and how you cooperate and talk and negotiate and whatever else might be needed. And so with that, those are our tools and techniques. I forgot to label this one as meetings so that you have all the names. So meetings, data analysis, decision-making, data representation, communication skills, and the interpersonal team skills. Those are the tools and techniques. Now, finally, let's look at the outputs. Those outputs, as we said at the start, here we have work performance data. So now we're going to actually make sense of it, do something with it, or at least be more knowledgeable about it. And so we have information, not just random data points, right? So that's the one thing. And sometimes that information, or how we're managing, or in this case monitoring our stakeholder engagement, we might see, you know what, there's got to be some changes. It's just not working how we have it going. And so there could be change requests that will be part of the integrated change control. And then our plans, as I like to draw the big file folder, is our project management plan. There are, based on what happens, how things are occurring, good, bad, different, or even these change requests, right? We're going to see some updates, even if it's just, all right, we're on to this next point. And that could mean maybe our stakeholder register is going to be updated, or the various other project documents that we use in our project are also going to see some updates. And that, my friends, is the last one. And we have now the complete series of the 6th edition PMBOK from the crowd training at crowdtraining.com. And thank you for being a part of it all. And we'll, of course, be making more videos on the other concepts and topics related to project management. Thanks.